Think the G-Wagon is the ultimate off-road machine? That's only because most people forgot what came before it. These 10 forgotten 4x4s were built when comfort didn't exist and failure wasn't an option. From frozen military routes to desert supply lines, they survived conditions that would destroy modern SUVs in minutes. And the shocking part, many of them still outperform today's luxury off-roaders in ROOR capability. Number 10, Mitsubishi Pajero Gen 1, a turning point in Japanese off-road engineering. This model helped Mitsubishi enter the global 4x4 battle with serious intent. Its design focused on balancing real off-road ability with growing demand for comfort and usability. Body-on-frame construction gave it the toughness needed for harsh terrain without sacrificing practicality. Boxy styling wasn't just visual identity, it improved visibility and structural strength. Long wheelbase variants offered better stability on highways and loaded off-road travel. Short wheelbase versions were more agile and better suited for tight trails and technical terrain. Four-wheel drive system provided dependable traction across sand, mud, and rocky environments. High ground clearance allowed it to clear obstacles that would stop standard SUVs of its era. Military influence in its development helped shape its durability-focused engineering approach. It quickly earned respect in global rallies and expedition use due to its reliability. Unlike softer SUVs of the time, it was built to handle real punishment. From the beginning, it was designed to compete in serious off-road conditions. Engine options delivered a mix of petrol and diesel choices depending on market needs. Low-range gearing allowed controlled crawling over difficult off-road surfaces. Manual transmission gave drivers precise control in technical driving situations. Independent front suspension improved on-road comfort without completely sacrificing off-road strength. The rear solid axle maintained durability under heavy load and rough terrain use. Differential systems helped maintain traction in unstable environments. Cooling systems were designed to handle long-distance travel in hot climates. Fuel efficiency was reasonable compared to heavier, older 4x4s. Drivetrain components were engineered for long-term reliability in remote areas. Maintenance remained straightforward, making it suitable for global use. Suspension setup balanced comfort and capability better than many rivals. It performed well both as a daily vehicle and an expedition machine. Success in international rally competitions boosted its global reputation significantly. It became especially known for its performance in the Dakar rally era. Many units remained in service long after their production years ended. Interior design improved over time, offering more comfort than older off-roaders. Despite upgrades, it never lost its rugged identity. Off-road enthusiasts still value it for its mechanical honesty and durability. Compared to earlier pure utility vehicles, it introduced a more balanced approach. It helped define the modern SUV category by combining comfort with capability. Parts availability and global distribution made it widely accessible. Mitsubishi Pajero Gen 1 proved that off-road performance could evolve without losing toughness. It doesn't rely purely on luxury, but also doesn't sacrifice usability. Its engineering made it suitable for both adventure and daily driving. Few vehicles of its era achieved such global success and respect. It remains a key milestone in 4x4 evolution history. Even today, it is remembered as a reliable and capable all-rounder. Its legacy continues through later Pajero generations and modern SUVs. It bridged the gap between raw off-roaders and comfortable family 4x4s. In the lineup of forgotten and legendary 4x4s, it closes the list with real impact. Number 9, Dodge Power Wagon WM300. One of the most respected American heavy-duty 4x4s of its era, it carried forward pure post-war engineering, focused on strength and survival. Military influence shaped its design, pushing it toward extreme durability instead of comfort or speed. Massive steel body construction allowed it to handle brutal working conditions without structural failure. Its boxy form made repairs straightforward, even in remote environments with limited tools. Farm, construction, and military users relied on it for demanding transport and recovery tasks. High ground clearance gave it the ability to move through deep mud, snow, and rocky terrain. Simple, ladder frame architecture ensured long-term structural toughness under heavy loads. Every component was built with over-engineering in mind to survive constant punishment. Long wheelbase stability helped when carrying or towing heavy equipment across rough ground. It wasn't designed to impress. Visually, it was built to outlast everything around it. Mechanical layout focused entirely on reliability in real-world working conditions. Its reputation came from decades of hard labor, not marketing or styling. Low-rev, torque-focused engine delivered strong pulling capability instead of high-speed performance. Manual transmission kept driving control direct and predictable under load. The four-wheel drive system provided consistent traction across unstable surfaces. Heavy-duty axles were engineered to handle extreme stress without failure. Leaf spring suspension kept the system rugged and simple for harsh environments. Low-range gearing allowed controlled crawling over steep and uneven terrain. Mechanical systems were intentionally basic to reduce breakdown risk in remote areas. performance. The cooling system was designed for long-duration, heavy-duty operation. Large fuel capacity supported extended work without frequent refueling stops. Drivetrain strength allowed it to operate under continuous load conditions. Field maintenance could be performed using basic tools and minimal expertise. Performance remained steady even under extreme workload pressure. Decades of service proved its durability far beyond its original production era. Many units continued working long after manufacturing ended, especially in rural regions. Interior layout stayed extremely simple and fully functional, with no unnecessary features. Comfort was never part of its design priority, only utility mattered. It became widely respected in farming and industrial applications worldwide. Collectors value it today for its raw mechanical honesty and toughness. Even modern heavy-duty pickups rarely match its simplicity and durability balance. Its reputation was built entirely through real-world performance under stress. Compared to modern SUVs, it feels slow, heavy, but extremely dependable. Dodge Power Wagon WM300 proved that true strength comes from overbuilt engineering. No electronics or complex systems were needed for it to perform its job. Its design philosophy focused entirely on survival and functionality. Years of abuse only strengthened its legendary status. Few vehicles have influenced heavy-duty off-road development as much as this one. It remains a symbol of uncompromised mechanical toughness in automotive history. Even today, enthusiasts treat it as a benchmark for real utility vehicles. Its legacy continues because it was built to endure, not to impress. This machine defines what pure working-class engineering looks like in off-road history. Number 8. Nissan Patrol G60. This machine earned its reputation in deserts, mountains, and regions where roads barely existed. It became one of the earliest global competitors to heavy-duty off-road legends of its time. Simple, ladder frame construction gave it strength without unnecessary complexity. Long wheelbase versions improved stability when carrying heavy loads over rough terrain. Its design philosophy focused on endurance rather than comfort or styling. Large steel body panels made it resistant to damage in harsh working environments. Military and civilian users relied on it for transport in remote regions. Basic mechanical layout meant it could be repaired almost anywhere. High ground clearance allowed it to move over rocks and uneven ground easily. From the start, it was treated more like a working tool than a passenger vehicle. Engine placement and chassis balance supported long-distance durability. It proved itself in conditions where lighter SUVs would fail quickly. Straightforward petrol engines delivered steady torque for off-road conditions. A manual gearbox gave full control in low-speed technical driving situations. The low-range transfer case allowed controlled crawling over difficult terrain. Solid axles improved durability and load-bearing strength. Leaf spring suspension kept the setup simple and rugged under pressure. The four-wheel drive system ensured consistent traction across unstable surfaces. Mechanical simplicity reduced the chances of failure in remote areas. The cooling system was designed to handle slow, heavy-load driving conditions. Drivetrain components were built to survive continuous abuse. Maintenance could be done with basic tools without specialized equipment. Fuel consumption wasn't efficient, but reliability mattered more than economy. Performance stayed predictable, even under harsh environmental stress. It was engineered to keep moving when other vehicles stopped completely. Its long service life came from durability rather than constant redesign. Many units remained operational for decades in rural and desert regions. Interior design stayed extremely basic, focused only on functionality. Comfort features were minimal because the mission always came first. Even modern patrol models trace their toughness back to this foundation. Civilian use expanded its reputation beyond military and utility roles. It became a trusted choice in regions with extreme terrain conditions. Repairability made it popular where infrastructure was limited. Compared to modern SUVs, it feels raw but mechanically honest. Nissan Patrol G60 proved that simple engineering can survive extreme punishment. It doesn't rely on electronics or luxury systems to perform its job. Its strength comes from mechanical reliability, not modern technology. Collectors still respect it for its rugged and honest construction. Few vehicles from its era matched its balance of power and simplicity. It stands as a reminder that real off-road capability is built, not advertised. Even today, its legacy influences modern off-road design choices. In harsh environments, it remains a symbol of dependable engineering. It earned its place among the most respected, forgotten 4x4s. Number 7. Kaiser Jeep M715. Military demand shaped this vehicle into a pure utility machine with no interest in comfort or styling. Based on a civilian Jeep architecture, it was heavily reinforced for battlefield and cargo operations. Its design came during a time when simplicity and field repairability mattered more than refinement. Steel body construction made it strong but heavy compared to lighter scout vehicles of its era. Short wheelbase helped it move through rough terrain, though payload capacity remained its main focus. The straightforward box design allowed easy access for maintenance and quick part replacement. Military forces used it primarily as a 1.25-ton tactical truck for transport roles. Off-road capability came from basic but effective 4x4 mechanical systems. Large tires and high ground clearance helped it handle uneven terrain and debris. It wasn't built for speed, it was built to survive operational stress. Every component prioritized durability under harsh field conditions. Its role was simple: carry loads where normal trucks couldn't reach. A 6-cylinder engine provided steady torque rather than performance-focused power delivery. Manual transmission kept control simple and reliable in combat or field environments. Low-range gearing allowed slow movement across mud, sand, and rocky ground. The solid axle setup improved strength and load-bearing capability. Leaf spring suspension was rugged, designed for heavy-duty military use. The four-wheel drive system ensured traction in unstable terrain conditions. The drivetrain was intentionally simple to reduce failure points during operations. The cooling system handled long hours of low-speed, high-load driving. Maintenance could be performed with basic tools in field conditions. Electrical systems were minimal to improve reliability in harsh environments. Heavy frame construction supported cargo, equipment, and personnel loads. Mechanical durability was prioritized over driving comfort or smooth handling. It functioned more like a tool than a traditional vehicle. Production ended quickly, making it relatively rare compared to other military trucks. Its short service life came from rapid evolution in military vehicle design. Despite that, it earned respect for its toughness in active service. Many units were later converted for civilian or utility use after military retirement. Interior design stayed extremely basic, focused only on operational needs. Comfort was never part of its design philosophy. Even today, collectors value it for its raw military engineering. Its heavy-duty nature makes restoration challenging but rewarding. Compared to modern trucks, it feels extremely mechanical and direct. It represents an era when durability mattered more than electronics or convenience. Kaiser Jeep M715 proved that simplicity can still perform under extreme conditions. It doesn't compete on refinement, only on function and strength. Few vehicles from its time were designed with such a strict purpose focus. Its legacy survives through enthusiasts who appreciate old military engineering. Among forgotten 4x4s, it stands out as a pure workhorse with no compromise. It reminds us that true utility vehicles are built for survival, not comfort. Even decades later, it still looks and feels like a battlefield tool. That identity is exactly what makes it historically important in off-road evolution. Number 6. Land Rover Defender 110. This machine became one of the most iconic off-road platforms ever seen, especially in military and expedition use. Long wheelbase 110 configuration gave it better stability and higher load carrying ability in harsh terrain. Aluminum body construction helped resist corrosion in mud, rain, and coastal environments where steel usually suffers. Boxy shape wasn't about design trends, it was purely focused on strength and repair simplicity. Permanent four-wheel drive ensured consistent traction across unpredictable ground conditions. High ground clearance allowed it to pass over rocks, ruts, and deep off-road obstacles with ease. Short overhangs improved approach angles for steep climbs and descents. A simple mechanical layout meant fewer failure points in remote locations. Military and expedition use pushed it into some of the harshest environments on Earth. Reliability came from straightforward engineering rather than complex systems. Every part of it was designed with survival in mind, not comfort or luxury. Even basic tools were enough to keep it running in the field. Torque-focused engines gave it steady pulling power instead of high-speed performance. Diesel variants became popular due to efficiency and long service life under heavy use. The manual gearbox provided direct control in low traction situations. Low-range gearing allowed slow, controlled movement over rocks and mud. Solid axle suspension improved durability and articulation on uneven ground. Differential systems helped maintain grip when surfaces became unstable. Heavy-duty frames supported equipment, cargo, and passengers without structural weakness. Cooling systems were designed to handle both desert heat and freezing conditions. Repairs could be done in remote areas without advanced diagnostic tools. It often operated in places where breakdown recovery wasn't possible. Suspension travel allowed wheels to stay in contact with uneven terrain. Mechanical simplicity reduced long-term maintenance complexity. Durability under constant stress became one of its strongest traits. Its reputation grew through decades of real-world use rather than marketing claims. Production lasted for years, with only gradual improvements to the original formula. Interior design stayed minimal, focusing only on essential functions. Comfort features were secondary to capability and durability. Even civilian versions kept their rugged, utilitarian identity. Expedition teams used it for long journeys across deserts, mountains, and jungles. Many examples are still in service today in remote regions worldwide. Maintenance costs stayed manageable due to the simple mechanical design. It earned respect because it consistently delivered in extreme conditions. Compared to modern SUVs, it feels raw but far more mechanically honest. Land Rover Defender 110 proved that simplicity often outperforms complexity. It doesn't rely on electronics to survive tough environments. Few vehicles have maintained such credibility across both civilian and military use. Even after production ended, demand and respect for it didn't fade. Among serious off-road machines, it remains one of the most trusted names ever made. Its legacy is defined by endurance, not luxury or appearance. When conditions turn brutal, this is still a vehicle people rely on without hesitation. It set a standard for what a true utility 4x4 should be. Number 5. Toyota Land Cruiser 70 Series. Built for endurance rather than comfort, this machine became a backbone in some of the harshest regions on Earth. Launched in 1984, it carried forward the Land Cruiser legacy with a stronger focus on durability and utility. Harsh deserts, rocky mountains, and remote trails were exactly where it proved its value. Body-on-frame construction gave it the strength needed for heavy-duty work. Boxy design wasn't about appearance, it maximized strength and ease of repair. Simple engineering ensured it could survive where advanced vehicles often fail. Long production run shows how little is needed to change in a design that already worked. Farmers, miners, and aid organizations relied on it daily for demanding tasks. Rugged build quality made it a trusted vehicle in regions with limited infrastructure. From the start, reliability wasn't optional, it was the main objective. Heavy-duty axles allowed it to carry loads that lighter vehicles couldn't handle. Proven performance in extreme climates has built its global reputation. Even today, it remains a common sight in remote and unforgiving environments. Engine options focused on torque and longevity, rather than speed or refinement. Diesel variants became especially popular for their efficiency and reliability. Low-range gearing allowed controlled movement across difficult terrain. Solid axles provided strength and consistent traction under heavy loads. Manual transmissions gave drivers better control in off-road situations. Suspension setup prioritized durability over comfort on smooth roads. Differential locks improved traction in sand, mud, rocky conditions. Large fuel tanks allowed long-distance travel without frequent stops. Mechanical simplicity made it easier to repair in remote locations. This vehicle was built to keep going when support systems weren't available. Cooling systems were designed to handle extreme heat without failure. Drivetrain components were overbuilt to reduce long-term wear. Performance remained stable, even under continuous heavy usage. Reputation for reliability turned it into a global icon of toughness. Many units remain in service for decades with minimal major repairs. Interior design stayed basic because function mattered more than comfort. Modern features were slowly added, but core design remained unchanged. Compared to luxury SUVs, refinement is limited, but capability is far superior. Operating costs stayed reasonable due to the long service life. Extreme conditions rarely push it to its limits. Off-road enthusiasts continue to respect it for its proven durability. Commercial users depend on it, where failure is not acceptable. Toyota Land Cruiser 70 Series represents real-world engineering over marketing claims. It doesn't rely on advanced electronics to perform. Strength comes from simplicity and proven mechanical design. Even newer competitors struggle to match its long-term reliability. Legacy continues because it still does the job better than most alternatives. In the world of serious 4x4s, this one remains a benchmark. Few vehicles have maintained such a strong reputation for so long. It proves that evolution isn't always necessary when the original formula works. True capability comes from reliability, not luxury or modern trends. Number 4. Suzuki Jimny. Small size never limited its capability. It actually became the biggest advantage in extreme terrain. Launched in 1970, this compact 4x4 was built to handle tight trails where larger vehicles simply can't go. Lightweight construction allowed it to float over soft ground instead of sinking like heavier trucks. Narrow body made it perfect for forests, mountains, and off-road paths with limited space. Short wheelbase improved maneuverability, especially on steep and uneven surfaces. Boxy design wasn't about style, it maximized visibility and practicality. Ladder frame chassis gave it real durability, unlike many modern soft-roaders. Simple engineering meant fewer things could go wrong during hard use. Off-road performance came from smart design choices, not brute power. This vehicle proved that capability doesn't depend on size or engine strength. Early models were originally classified as K cars in Japan, focusing on efficiency. Despite its small footprint, it earned a reputation as a serious off-road machine. Global demand grew because it performed where others struggled. Power output remained modest, but low weight made every bit of it effective. Low-range transfer case allowed controlled crawling over rocks and rough terrain. Solid axles provided durability and consistent traction in difficult conditions. High approach and departure angles helped it tackle steep obstacles easily. Short overhangs reduced the risk of getting stuck on uneven ground. Manual gearbox options gave drivers better control in technical situations. Fuel efficiency stayed relatively good compared to larger off-road vehicles. Maintenance remained simple due to straightforward mechanical design. Parts availability made it affordable to repair almost anywhere in the world. Reliability turned it into a long-term companion rather than a temporary vehicle. Lightweight structure reduced stress on suspension and drivetrain components. Engine tuning focused on dependability instead of aggressive performance. Even in stock form, it handled terrain that challenged bigger 4x4s. Over decades, it evolved but never lost its original purpose. Modern versions added comfort and safety features, but core capability stayed intact. Interior space remained limited, showing its focus was always function over luxury. Off-road enthusiasts continue to modify it for extreme builds and expeditions. Affordability made it accessible compared to high-end SUVs like the G-Wagon. Durability ensured many older models are still actively used today. City driving is possible, but real strength shows when the road disappears. Compact size makes it one of the most practical off-roaders for tight environments. It gained a loyal global fanbase due to its proven performance. Suzuki Jimny stands as proof that smart engineering beats unnecessary complexity. It doesn't try to compete with luxury vehicles, it focuses on real capability. Many modern SUVs rely on electronics, while this machine relies on mechanical strength. Its reputation continues to grow with each new generation. Real-world performance matters more than brand image, and this vehicle proves it. Among forgotten and underrated 4x4s, it remains one of the most respected names. Few vehicles have stayed this consistent in purpose for over 5 decades. Its simplicity is exactly what makes it reliable in extreme conditions. In a world of oversized SUVs, this small machine still outperforms expectations. Number 3. Volvo C303. Built for military use in harsh Nordic environments, this machine focused entirely on function over comfort. Snow, ice, and freezing temperatures were part of its design requirements, not obstacles to overcome later. Boxy structure maximized interior space, while keeping the body strong and easy to repair. Its compact size helped it move through dense forests and narrow off-road paths without difficulty. Lightweight construction improved mobility without compromising durability. Portal axles lifted the chassis high above the ground, giving it a serious off-road advantage. Rough terrain that stopped conventional vehicles became manageable with its setup. Short overhangs improved approach and departure angles on steep inclines. Military testing ensured it could handle punishment without mechanical failure. Every design decision served a clear purpose: reliability in extreme conditions. Chassis strength allowed it to absorb impacts without structural damage. Operational readiness remained high even after prolonged field use. Engine placement supported balanced handling across uneven terrain. A durable petrol engine delivered steady output instead of chasing speed figures. Low-range gearing allowed precise crawling over rocks, mud, and unstable ground. Portal axle design reduced drivetrain stress while improving clearance. Differential locks kept traction consistent when surfaces turned unpredictable. Solid axle setup, combined with suspension, gave it strong articulation. Water crossings could be handled without complicated preparation. Simple mechanical layout made repairs possible, even in remote locations. Accessible components reduced downtime during field maintenance. Balanced weight distribution improved stability on uneven terrain. Reliability stayed consistent, even during long and demanding operations. Engine performance remained stable under heavy load conditions. Cooling system handled extreme climates without frequent overheating. Gear ratios were optimized for torque rather than high-speed travel. Long-term durability turned it into a trusted machine beyond its production years. Many units remained active well after production ended, proving its engineering strength. Military forces relied on it for transport and logistical support. Interior design stayed basic because comfort wasn't the priority. Everything inside had a job. Nothing was added just for appearance. Fuel usage wasn't efficient, but reliability made that trade-off acceptable. Extreme climates had minimal impact compared to modern, electronic-heavy vehicles. Off-road enthusiasts still respect it for its raw and honest capability. Simplicity proved more effective than overcomplicated systems. Real-world performance built its reputation, not marketing hype. Modern SUVs may look aggressive, but most wouldn't survive the same conditions. Legacy continues through collectors and serious off-road users. Engineering decisions defined its success, not styling trends. Capability came from purpose-driven design, not luxury features. This vehicle stands as a reminder of what true off-road engineering looks like. Its reputation continues to grow among serious off-road communities. Real durability becomes clear only after decades of hard use. Machines like this prove that reliability always outlasts trends. Number 2. Pinzgauer 710M. Introduced in 1971, this Austrian-built machine wasn't designed for looks, it was engineered for survival in terrain where most vehicles fail instantly. Steyr Daimler-Puch developed it as a military transport, focusing entirely on reliability and off-road dominance. Its lightweight body combined with a rugged chassis gave it an unusual advantage in extreme environments. Air-cooled engine design eliminated the risk of radiator failure in remote areas. Four-wheel drive came standard, but what really set it apart was its central tube chassis design, which kept weight distribution even and protected vital drivetrain components. This backbone structure allowed all four wheels to stay planted and maintain traction over rough and unpredictable ground. High ground clearance ensured obstacles rarely became a problem. Even fully loaded, it retained impressive mobility across mud, sand, and rocky terrain. Narrow width helped it pass through tight trails where larger trucks couldn't fit. From the beginning, it was built to go where roads simply didn't exist. Harsh military testing proved its reliability under extreme operational stress. Engine simplicity reduced failure points compared to more complex modern designs. Powered by a 2.5-liter petrol engine, it focused more on reliability than raw horsepower. Low gearing allowed it to climb steep inclines without stressing the engine. Portal axles increased clearance, while reducing strain on drivetrain components. Differential locks ensured traction stayed consistent, even when conditions turned hostile. Water fording capability allowed it to cross rivers without complex preparation. Central tube chassis design protected vital components from damage. Weight distribution stayed balanced, preventing rollovers on uneven surfaces. Maintenance remained straightforward, making it ideal for military and remote operations. Field repairs didn't require advanced tools or specialized knowledge. This wasn't a machine you worried about, it was one you depended on. Engine cooling remained effective, even in slow, high-load situations. Mechanical layout prioritized accessibility for quick on-field servicing. Versatility turned it into more than just a transport vehicle. Troop carrier, cargo hauler, ambulance, it adapted to whatever role was needed. Durability meant many units remained in service long after production ended in 1985. Compared to modern SUVs, comfort was almost non-existent, but capability was unmatched. Interior design stayed basic because performance mattered more than convenience. Fuel consumption wasn't efficient, but reliability justified the trade-off. Extreme climates, whether freezing or scorching, didn't stop it from operating. Few vehicles could match its balance of simplicity and effectiveness. Even today, off-road enthusiasts respect it for its raw engineering approach. Pinzgauer 710M proved that true off-road strength comes from smart design, not luxury features. It didn't chase trends, it delivered results where it actually mattered. Modern vehicles may have more technology, but very few can replicate this level of toughness. In the world of forgotten 4x4s, this one stands as a serious benchmark for real capability. Its legacy continues through enthusiasts who still rely on it for extreme expeditions. Real-world performance matters more than brand image, and this machine proved it repeatedly. Number 1. Unimog 406. Born in 1963, this machine wasn't designed to impress buyers. It was built to solve problems in the harshest environments imaginable. Mercedes-Benz created it as a universal motor device, meaning one vehicle capable of handling multiple industries without modification. Farmers, military units, and emergency crews all relied on the same platform because it simply refused to quit under pressure. Unlike conventional trucks, its ladder frame was engineered to flex, allowing all four wheels to maintain traction on uneven terrain. Portal axles lifted the chassis far above obstacles, giving it clearance most modern SUVs still struggle to match. Ground conditions that would stop regular 4x4s meant nothing to this machine. Instead of chasing speed, the focus stayed on controlled movement and steady power delivery. Every component was overbuilt with durability as the priority, not cost-cutting. Harsh climates, deep mud, rocky hills, none of it fazed the Unimog 406. From day one, its purpose was clear. Go anywhere, do anything, and keep working. Power came from a diesel engine designed for torque, not speed, delivering consistent pulling force under heavy loads. Multiple gearbox options, including crawler gears, allowed it to move at extremely low speeds without losing control. This made it perfect for precision tasks like plowing fields or navigating dangerous slopes. Hydraulic systems transformed it into more than a vehicle. It became a tool carrier. Snowplows, cranes, mowers, and winches could all be attached depending on the job. Few machines in history matched this level of versatility in a single platform. Axle articulation allowed the wheels to stay planted even when the terrain twisted violently. Traction remained constant, where other vehicles would lift wheels and lose grip. Water crossings, steep climbs, and unstable ground became routine tasks. Operators trusted it because failure in remote environments simply wasn't an option. Durability is where this machine separates itself from modern modern luxury off-roaders. Units built decades ago are still operational today, often in original working condition. Maintenance remained simple because the design avoided unnecessary complexity. Field repairs could be done with basic tools, which made it invaluable in remote areas. Compared to vehicles like the G-Wagon, comfort was never part of the equation. Everything inside was functional, built for work rather than appearance. Fuel efficiency wasn't impressive, but reliability made up for every drawback. Long-term ownership costs stayed low because breakdowns were rare. Even extreme workloads didn't push it to failure easily. Unimog 406 proved that true engineering is measured by endurance, not luxury badges. It didn't try to be refined, it focused on being unstoppable. Modern SUVs may look tough, but very few can match this level of real-world capability. In the end, this machine wasn't just ahead of its time, it completely ignored the idea of limits. That's the reality of off-road history. Real toughness didn't come from luxury, it came from necessity. If you enjoyed this breakdown of forgotten 4x4 legends, like this video, share it with someone who loves off-road machines, and subscribe for more deep automotive stories.